Trevor. All right. Guess it's just me and Carrie tonight.
Good. It's a good episode, boys.
I literally said I was going live, and Trevor turns his camera off.
He said he wanted to change his thing from art appreciator to I don't know what he thinks about at night, but
all right. Well, tonight we're going to be talking about AFC Power Rankings. We're going to be going over some news that happened last week in the NFL. Should be a pretty good show. I'm excited. We're all excited. And it all is going to start right now. Okay. Because this is going to be live, I'm not going to mince any words here. How are we doing tonight, boys? Wait, actually, hold on. I don't know what I'm doing. This is not the intro that I'm used to.
Who is this guy?
Hello and welcome to the Beerly Football Podcast. It's about football, but Beerly. I am your host, Zachary Smith, owner of Beerly Sports. And I have two very good friends with me this evening, one of which really, really likes Penix. How we doing? How we doing, Carrie?
I'm doing great. Another Patriots loss. We are one step closer to an actual quarterback in New England, baby. Let's do it. Caleb Williams, I don't care if you cry, man. You can be my QB1. Drake May, I don't care if you can't beat any good teams. You can be my QB1. JJ McCarthy, I don't care if you cheat. You can be my QB1. Bo Nix, I don't care if you're 50 years old. You can be my QB1. Michael Penix, I don't care if Trevor hates you. You can be my QB1.
I don't hate him.
Alrighty, and as forementioned, the other member of this podcast who loves death, he is huge into death. It's Beerly Trev Scott. How we doing, buddy?
No way, man. I'm good, man. I got some salted peanuts. I got a cold beer. I'm ready to talk some ball. Carrie, I was just going to say you probably like a lot of quarterbacks in that draft, so that was funny that you named off all of those. But yeah, man, I'm good. I'm ready to do some AFC Power Rankings. Happy to be here.
Alrighty. And ceremonial shot, because we got to see a game in Germany last week, I've got my Leipzig shot glass right here.
I should have brought a Schafferhofer.
That's a lot of liquor. I haven't eaten dinner.
It's a Tuesday night, dude. You know, this should be normal. It should be normalized by now.
Woo!
Cheers to watching Gardner Minshew destroy the Patriots in Germany.
All right. All right, so before we get into any big business, obviously we got to talk AFC Power Rankings. That's going to take a little bit of time. But real quick, college football last week, obviously we got to see Big Crybaby play against
Zach, what are we drinking tonight, buddy?
Oh, God. Well, I had a shot of Fireball, which, by the way, really good for the season. It's got the cinnamon notes. It's excellent. It's really excellent. What
Carrie,
are you guys drinking?
You remember your little
beer-wise?
You remember your concoction at FGCU? You made Fireball and like Red's Apple Ale or something.
It's a great combo.
It is a really good combo, yeah.
Dude, you were putting those down at like 1 p.m. like daily, bro.
Those are the life, man.
You were having those and like some gingerbread cookies for lunch.
Honestly, is there anything more peak than that? Like
that's peak right there. That's peak.
No, that was pretty peak.
It is. I've almost ran out of my boring beer supply as of late. As Trevor and Zach will hate on me, we are back to my boy Blue. Only one more left in the fridge. They're great. They're consistent. Yes, there's nothing unique, but it's a solid beer. Tastes like blueberries. I love it.
Trevor, what are you having tonight?
One of the most basic beers of all time, but I'm pretty sure this is a first timer for me. I don't think I've ever had a Bud Heavy on the show. So I have a tall Budweiser tonight with my salted peanuts.
All right,
we're
Peyton Manning. You got the forehead for it too. That works.
It's kind of
it's the angle because the way the phone is like that, like the camera is like set up, so it looks a little. But No, I have a average size forehead, I think.
You got a 5 hit. All right. Anyway, I'm having a Free State of Smith Brewing Company red ale. I believe it is
That sounds
called
good.
the Red Wave. So that's what I'm going to be drinking tonight. And then I also have a Scottish ale. And I believe that one is actually just called Freedom.
Freedom is
Shout out
good.
to the Scots.
Freedom is a good thing to have, honestly.
That's a good beer. I like that. That's good. All righty. Now that we've talked about our beers, I'm going to double check and make sure Carrie tweeted out that we're live tonight.
I couldn't find it on my phone, so I'm tweeting it right now.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't
Yo,
showing
you
up.
should tweet the invite link instead.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Do not tweet the invite link. I will
I thought that
actually
made sense.
murder somebody.
Murder someone? That doesn't seem
Yes.
nice. Honestly.
It's not nice, but it's what I'm going to do.
All right, did you guys watch the USC Washington game last week? That was a fun game. Not a lot of defense at all, but that was a fun game. We also saw one of our top quarterback prospects cry after the game, actually.
Is he a
Okay.
top
There's nothing wrong
quarterback
with crying.
prospect?
Yes, easily.
I don't think so.
What
Sorry.
planet are you on?
He's still the first overall pick.
Sorry.
Zach, who are you taking over him?
Sorry.
He played amazing too.
Zach, who would you take over him right now?
I'd take Penix over him.
I don't hate that. Phoenix is a boss.
I'd take May over him. Right now, I'd probably take Nix over him.
No way.
This is getting racist at this point.
Oh shit.
How is it racist?
I don't know, but
I think
still.
Penix is the best in the class.
Phoenix is an insane arm. It's great. I don't know why Trevor hates on him. He literally looks like two.
When have I ever hated on him?
Literally, like the 12 times you texted me and was like, Penix is a fraud. Penix is carried. Penix isn't good. Probably all that.
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
That
But
sounds exactly like
that's not
something
a
you would
wide
do.
receiver.
Exactly.
But
that was a good game.
who else would I take? I'm
But
thinking of
Jalen
someone. I'd honestly, honest to God, right now, I'd take Sam Hartman over Caleb Williams.
Sam Hartman sucked last few weeks.
I'd still
What
take
about
him.
JJ McCarthy, Zach?
JJ McCarthy?
It's borderline. I'd probably go Caleb over JJ.
Wow, something. What about Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels, no.
No? Did you see that Alabama LSU game? Trevor, your boys, they played well, but Bama's really come around lately.
Yeah, they're finally using
You
a
knew
running
they would,
quarterback like a
like-
running quarterback.
That's true.
Shocked that it's
That's
turned
what
out
I-
well.
Yeah. A team that talented can't stay down for that long and that well coached.
Is Jaden Daniels?
They're gonna beat Georgia in the SEC championship.
Do you
Think
still
so?
think he can win the Heisman after his third loss of the year?
Well, I mean, RG3 won it going like 8-4 or something like that.
True. I don't know. I'm taking Penix over him right now.
Yo, I'm clipping that. I'm taking Penix. No way.
And Trevor clowned me for saying that Missouri Georgia was going to be a close game. It was tied at half. They only won by 9. It was a close game. Missouri
There was
played-
still no
Very
chance
well.
Georgia was losing that game. By the way, I just want to say this is the first game ever I was impressed with Carson Beck.
and he didn't even do that much in that game.
No, but I saw it was clear he had to read defenses, diagnose it, and then deliver passes on time and accurately. And he did a pretty good job. I was impressed.
He's fun. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to think he's great by any means, but he's what they need.
Yeah. I think he could be good. I just don't think he's there yet. Shout out to
Missouri
Eastside.
should have beaten
Welcome to the
ACC.
show. Cheers. Sipping on a hazy IPA right now. I'm not a big fan of hazy IPAs, but you know what? I respect it.
Zach, what about this one? We hyped up Sean Hartman a lot. Notre Dame
Sean
lost.
Hartman.
Sean
Who's
Hartman.
Sean Hartman?
Damn.
Sam Hartman, whatever his name is.
You
We
should
hyped him
butt
up a
buddies
bit.
through like week 5.
They lost to Clemson. Sam Hartman, another multi-interception game. He's really struggled lately.
Yeah, I mean, he's been struggling lately. I still think he's a really good quarterback. I think that he's better than probably 7 or 8 starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Interesting.
But we'll get into that.
And Oklahoma frauds, another loss, losing to Oklahoma State. Did you guys ever think after a big loss last week, losing again?
It's a rivalry game. Things happen, but I think that eliminates them from playoff contention. They're done.
It's true.
Congratulations on the Music City Bowl, I guess. I don't know.
And Trevor, another loss for Florida?
Listen, man.
Season's over?
I haven't watched college football in like 2 or 3 weeks, but I saw Colorado lost. They're like 4-5 now.
That's tough.
Yeah, they struggled lately. All right, let's
care about the Gators. Stop bringing them
up because you pointed out Trevor's team lost, I have to point out Miami lost as well. We have zero identity on offense.
Ooh, they got a tough game this week too. They got Florida State.
I'm still picking Miami to win that game.
Ooh, ballsy. All right, let's head to pick them for Week 11. This is an official game. Do you think there's any chance we see Utah upsetting Washington this week, or you think Washington's got a clear win?
Utah is scrappy. They definitely have a chance.
They have a chance, but also no chance. I've seen the future. Washington wins.
That's
by
fair.
I will
13.
take Zach's word for it. I'll take Zach's word for it.
By 13.
I'll co-sign that.
By 13.
All right, Trevor, we'll keep you going with the SEC boys. We'll do a game for each of us. Ole Miss at Georgia. Any chance of an Ole Miss upset?
I mean, there's Lane Kiffin, so there's definitely a chance. But the only thing that can truly stop Lane Kiffin is Lane Kiffin. So Georgia should win this by 2 scores at least.
All right.
I don't understand Lane Kiffin love. He loses this game.
All right. I'm going to ask myself the most even game of the season because I'm
shout out to Hubert.
Lose.
COL legend, Hubert Tamayo.
Poor guy lost to Trevor in fantasy. All right. Tennessee at Missouri. I'm going with Tennessee. Missouri coming off a good game, but both teams 7-2. It's going to be a close one. But I'm going with Joe Milton and the Volunteers, sadly.
They are, like I said 2 weeks ago, they are the most inconsistent team.
They are.
In college football, which is why I'm going to go Missouri. I think Missouri is more consistent than they are.
That wasn't even your pick, but go off, bro.
Listen, I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you the truth. Listen,
Zach, I saved the biggest game of the week for you, bud. Biggest game of the week.
I'm excited.
All right, we got the biggest game of the week. We got Michigan at Penn State. You were a Penn State hater. Are you taking Michigan, I'm assuming?
Where's this game?
Listen. I'm just going to tell you like it is. Penn State does not win big games in the 21st century. Okay?
He's cooking.
I would love for that not to be the case, but Penn State doesn't win the big games. I picked them to lose against Ohio State for the same reason. I hate Ohio State, but Penn State doesn't win the big games. They're not going to get it done at Michigan. Michigan remains undefeated in their first decent win of the year.
That's fair. Yeah, they've had like the easy schedule. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. That's why they're barely in the top 4, even though they're undefeated.
I heard people they were making up Purdue was going to be a big game for them this weekend. They haven't played anyone. It's crazy.
Yeah, it sucks right now that Purdue is awful because it means that they don't score touchdowns. This means I can't do Boilermakers.
Zach loves Purdue, bro. There's one thing you know about Zach.
I love Purdue, and
That's
it's only for one reason. I only love Purdue for one reason, and it's because they beat Ohio State that year that they were going undefeated in week 11 of the college football season. I was so happy. I almost cried. And I have a Purdue hoodie because of it. So,
all right, let's head to NFL Pick'em. How we do last week?
So our first game of the week last week was Washington traveling to Gillette to take on the Patriots. Kerry, how did that go? How many losses do the Patriots have on the season now?
Whoa, Tank is on. Tank is on.
Kerry,
okay, I just want to say this. I tweeted about this a couple hours after the game. Juju Smith-Schuster sold so hard. Mac Jones, that pick, it was right here. It was here.
Juju's awful.
Gotta make that catch. He sold so hard. If he makes that catch, Patriots going to win, but he doesn't. He pops it up into the air for a safety to just catch right here, and that's a game.
It's hilarious how bad the receiving core is. Like, I can blame it on Mac Jones all I want. This is easily the worst receiving core in the NFL. They literally do nothing. And now without Kendrick Bourne, you could throw 5 Zach Smiths out there. They might have a better game than these bums.
Bro, I'm an absolute tank at wide receiver.
Tank is on.
Put me out there.
Once again, another excellent game from my boy, Sam Howell. He had one bad turnover. That was it. Bleacher Report, if anyone's from Bleacher Reports listening to this, stop every freaking week saying Sam Howell, they're going to trade him and they're going to bench him. Sam Howell's playing great. I don't know whoever writes.
He's not playing great.
He's second in the NFL in passing yards. He's the worst.
He's first in the NFL in sacks.
Brothers in Wall Street.
Listen, he's got the worst offensive line in football, and he's the second in the NFL in yards. That's pretty impressive.
There's no reason we should be talking about whether they should trade Sam Howell so they could start a rookie. I don't know. They've never watched a Washington game in their life. That's why follow Beerly Sports, not Bleacher Report.
Yeah, we'll give you the absolute truth.
Exactly. What about the rest of them, Trevor? How'd we do?
Anyway, so Kerry and Zach both took the Patriots in this game, so y'all took a loss there. That was Zach's lone blemish. Our second game was Indiana Polis beating the Carolina Panthers, which we all took the Colts over them. So 3 for 3 there.
Please pick better
game of the week. Zach was the only one to take the Bengals beating the Buffalo Bills, which happened. So
listen, right now the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna make it for all our college football fans. The Buffalo Bills are the Tennessee Volunteers. They're so inconsistent.
They're
at every level of the game. Their offense is inconsistent. Their defense is inconsistent. Their special teams is inconsistent. So it's like hard to say like, oh yeah, they're gonna win this game against this pretty good team because they could win any game, but they could also lose every game, which makes it really hard.
If they didn't have Josh Allen, this might be the worst team in the AFC. They're nothing without Josh Allen.
They'd be better than the Pats.
I mean, Pats, I don't even count them in the AFC. They're in their own little world. Right? They're a loser nation. They don't count. I think every team in the AFC has 4 wins, or maybe 3, but
except
Patriots only seem to 2 or less. Yeah, they suck, man. It's sad.
Almost every team. There's 2 teams with 3 wins. Every other team has 4 wins or more.
It's kind of scary how Trevor can go 2-1 every single week. Like
it is weird. It is weird. It makes it really hard to gain on him. He's
good, man. If one of us ever pulls up the actual standings for once, I don't know if we'll ever get that or whatever. But
I think I'm 17 for 24 on the season.
Trevor's ahead by a lot.
I don't think he's ahead by that much.
He's ahead by a lot, Zach.
I've had 2 or 3 perfect picks. So,
brother does not have 2 or 3. What are you looking at?
Huh?
What games are you looking at?
I've gone perfect like 2 or 3 times.
I know we just had one a couple weeks ago.
3 times?
I had one last week.
Gone perfect 3 times.
I had one last week. I was perfect. Then like 3 weeks prior, I was perfect.
Crack is not a legal drug, buddy.
Okay, Kerry, just because you're last by a lot does not mean you get
last. I suck. I don't make up that I go perfect every other week.
I didn't say I went perfect every other week. Week 10 of the NFL season.
You just said 33% of your weeks you've been perfect. That's what you just said.
I'm just saying. Zach Thomas, baby.
Zach Thomas, it's a real Trevor has probably won every single week this season, except for like 1 or 2, maybe. Sadly, Trevor's cooking us this year, unfortunately.
You're both beautiful. We got a fun slate this week, starting with Zach's team. You know, I had to put it on.
Wait! Don't forget about last week's winners, buddy.
Yeah, we got to talk about last week's winners. Shout them out on the show.
There's a lot of them again. Trevor just hates me, and I had to waste my whole Monday lunch break. It took me 45 minutes to do this, so you better appreciate it, all 52 of you that won. Good job. This is going to take like 60 minutes for you to read off your name, but I'm proud of all of you. Follow us on Twitter, Beer League Football. We'll post these on Fridays. Get all 3 right. We'll shout you out on the pod. Let me get my voice ready. Our 52 winners. We have at Jim Hurt third, Packers fan. At ATX Caleb, 2-time winner. At Johnny Hughes 70, editor-in-chief, Comic Crusaders. At ASAP Geo1, 2-time winner. At Apex_Rex 12, Colts fan. At Bears House 10, huge Bears fan. At Schlopperd, Bengals for lifer. At MR Lindblom, Kyle, a lover of laughter. At Staffieri_Mark, 2-time winner. At Go Bucks 1977, PH, 2-time winner. At Red Sox Junkie 75, Owen, loves death metal. At Deaconator 44, Suns and Pitt sports fan. At K-Blade 24, your boyfriend can't guard him. At Coker Tonic, 3-time winner, our current leader. At Gary 44665335, been described as a strange person. At Chrissy 5737996, 2-time winner. At Adam L 1818 from Bristol, Tennessee. At Grizzly Bears X1, Steelers fan and Jim Rat. At J. Gerald Promos, Fantasy Sports and Music. At Al Doggo 2, retired law enforcement officer. At JJ Jets fan, Ant Jaw and Embiid fan. At Zach Jonkman, 2-time winner. At Imperfect Bob, 2-time winner. At Turf Curless Nerd, Browns fan from Canada. At Athlete_Cod, Porto and Videnha. At R Tyler 2453, 2-time winner. At Rich Tor 406, IU and Classic Rock fan. At LRH 388, 2-time winner. At Matt_33OH, Browns fan. At Jake_PSP, 2-time winner. At Bartley Jonathan, Broncos fan from Louisiana. At MLULL Welling, 2-time winner. At Darren G 1977, cancer survivor. At Wawa Ice Cream 08, Wawa Ice Cream taster. At Steelers by Benji, #1 sports Steelers fan. At Tim Boys 224, Bengals and Celtics fan. I don't know why they're called the boys if they're not a Celtics fan. At Danny Diaz, November 6th is their birthday, just like my ex-girlfriend. At Bengals Head, Bengals fan. At Richard Tunney 53, he is smart. At allabout_146, just another sports fan. At D1991 ND333P, RD, Ohio sports fan. At H3 Pioneer 25, Kevin Gordon. At No Man's League, Michael Jordan stan. At It's Joker 06, 2-time winner. At SSA HI 80, Sunny Sahai. At Tap King_19, Bowie State University. At Teresa R15681472, Browns fan. At Walkman 1818, straight out of Columbus. At Hard_90 baseball, Cristiano loves baseball. At 33 OJB Playground Picks. At Matt Carr 88202437, a real positive person. At any Pats Junkie, Pats fan. Trevor, please make it harder because that was too much for me. I'm about to pass out with that many names.
I'm clipping that too, Trevor. Make it harder.
Yeah, what the heck? Carrie's complaining, the games are too hard. We have 3 winners. Blah,
it's
blah,
tough,
blah.
man.
And now he's like, there's too many of them.
It takes a lot out of you guys.
We have some very good ones this week. And my picks are already penciled in. I'm not going to lie, except the middle game. The first game, Zach, I'll throw this one to you first. In Jacksonville, you know the Niners are coming to town. Mm-hmm. Your boy, Brock Purdy. What's going to happen, bro? What's this game going to look like? Have you seen this one already?
I'm assuming post bye week. Jags are in a good position here. I believe we're getting Cisco back. Right? Huh?
The Niners had a bye week too?
I think so.
Yeah.
But post bye week, I think the Jags are in a good position. They're getting Cisco back, which is big for that secondary.
Let Adrian Wingard cook.
Okay. We're getting Cisco back. We're getting Tyson Campbell back. And hopefully we're getting Zay Jones back as well because he's probably our best deep threat on the outside. I'd say he's a little bit more of a deep threat than Calvin Ridley in terms of vertical play down the field.
Imagine saying that before this year.
I mean, he's always been
catch the ball.
He's always been the deep guy in that offense.
I mean, when you have the #1 deep threat in the NFL like Trevor Lawrence, you got to throw deep.
Okay, I don't know what that was. Anyway, I feel like the Jags are in a good position to win this game, so I am taking the Jags over the Niners this week. Also, I've seen it happen already.
You've seen it happen.
I'm Zach. I see the future.
He also saw Desmond Ridder getting benched, but didn't see that coming. Sadly, I don't hate Zach's take. I could see the Jaguars winning this game. But I think the Niners want it more. Niners, everybody's sleeping on them. Brock Purdy should be fully healthy. Debo is back. I think the Niners come out and show they're back in the race.
Just wait till quarter 2 when Brock Purdy gets sacked and then he starts throwing picks and everyone's going to be like, oh, well, he had a concussion.
Also, the tears from Jaguars fans like Zach, if they get blown out, would be hilarious, man. It'd be hilarious.
We're not getting blown out.
Honestly, no offense, Zach. I don't want to have to listen to Zach if Brock Purdy sucks against the Jaguars because he's going to be so freaking annoying. I just don't have to deal with that, honestly.
Dude, now I want him to throw like 3 interceptions, a pick 6. Like, I want so badly for all that to happen. You don't even know.
Fair. All right,
well,
Trevor.
Gary, I'm taking the Niners, so you got to break this tie. Who are you going with?
He just said the Niners.
I just said the Niners. If you did not listen to me at all. But
I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when you start talking that nonsense, I just think out, dude. I just start playing some Jimi Hendrix in my head.
By the way, add a cheeseburger.
What?
He used a hypothetical.
Who?
You did.
You actually used 2. You used one like 10 minutes ago, but I forgot what
cheese
it was.
is a lie. Who cares?
Whatever. Cheeseburger. You're cooked.
Alrighty, next game.
Our next game, AFC North matchup. The Cleveland Browns heading into Baltimore to take on the 7-2. Is that right? Baltimore Ravens?
7-2 Ravens, yes.
This is the only game I'm undecided on, so I will go first if you guys want me to, but I would feel much more comfortable and safe if someone else went first.
I'm going to go ballsy.
Okay.
You know I haven't been a Ravens fan, and the Ravens are a great regular season team. But this is the NFL in 2023, and we've seen a lot unexpected. I think the rapist and his good defense are going to come in and beat the Ravens, sadly.
Okay.
Carrie, just because I don't really know where to go this way for this game, can you tell me what your score prediction would be if Cleveland wins?
Honestly, it's going to be a low-scoring game. I feel like I'm going to go like –
Baltimore's been scoring lately, dude. They just had 37 this week.
I'm going to go like 24-20. But this is also the Browns' defense, and arguably top 3 defense in the NFL.
True.
Seahawks have a top 10 defense.
They also have Geno Smith, the quarterback, and Kenneth Walker, who doesn't know how to run. Sadly.
It's not going to be a very impressive game for Baltimore, but I'm going to take Baltimore. It's not going to be a huge win, but a win is a win.
Just a quick thing. No, I'm not giving any sneak peeks, but I think the Baltimore Ravens are a very, very good football team. I think that the Cleveland Browns are just a good football team. So I'm going to take the Ravens. Also, I've seen it happen. The Ravens win this game.
He's seen it happen. Zach is never wrong. He's never wrong. Except for when he's wrong. And then he's actually wrong.
How did Heineke do last week, by the way?
Fine. Would Ritter have done any better?
I'm just saying they're 0-2 in games where Heineke has played.
Because Ritter lost in that first game.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of Taylor Heineke.
Well, it's like Desmond Ritter is like the next coming of Tom Brady.
No, I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying I was right and you're wrong, and it's okay.
How you already lost the bet for the year? I said
no, I didn't.
Go back and look. I said Ritter was going to get benched for Heineke. It already happened. But somehow
you're gonna have to
magically lost.
You're gonna have to
magically lost.
I don't believe I made that bet, but you're gonna have to send me it.
You're the one that wrote it down.
Speaking of
Keep
the
talking,
Atlanta
Trevor.
Falcons,
What's the last game?
His imaginary.
Our third game is actually the Atlanta Falcons heading to Arizona to take on Kyler Murray.
What?
I'm starting Kyler Murray, so I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm starting Kyler in fantasy.
If they lose this game, Arthur Smith is fired, and Ritter will probably be quarterback 1 again.
So what does that mean?
I'm a roll with Zach's boys, sadly enough.
Who's Zach's boy?
I said Zach's boys, the Falcons, the team he hyped up all offseason. The team he said was going to win the NFC South.
They're still on pace to do that.
They're not.
You taking the Birds?
How are they on pace to do that? They're not winning the division.
They're on pace, bro. Just trust
They're
me.
in second place.
They have
The
a
Saints,
pass.
the Saints had the easiest schedule in the NFL. Did he just have a McDouble live on air?
Alrighty. I can't find it right now. So it is the Saints, or not the Saints. Fuck. The Falcons versus the Cardinals? The Birds?
Yeah, in Arizona.
Kyler Murray starting?
He is
God.
officially.
It's the Cardinals. Heineke's starting for the Cardinals, or for the Falcons. Fuck. So it's
Says the guy, do we remember the glory days of this podcast when a certain podcaster said that Taylor Heineke was a top 10 quarterback?
Listen, I've admitted when I was wrong. And first off, I never said he was a top 10 quarterback. I said he was playing like a top 10 quarterback at the time,
Sorry.
which he was.
Those were the days, dude.
All right.
Just a little recap. First game is the Niners at Jags. Second game, Browns at Ravens. Third game, Falcons at Cardinals. This will be dropping on Twitter either Thursday or Friday. I don't really remember.
I tell you every week, and every week it's the same exact time, and you don't remember it. It is Friday at 5:30 p.m. every week on Twitter. Last reply until it cuts off at Sunday at 1 p.m.
How often are you going to remember that, Kerry? 0 to 100.
I have the memory of a.
Kerry, you lost. It was before week 5.
Was it?
Yes. Suck my wiener.
Darn it. He left in week 7.
I found it.
Week 5 was ballsy, dude.
Yeah, I'm surprised I said that early.
It's because you're a hater, bro.
So we going into these power rankings? What do we got?
Let's do it.
Wait.
Before we go into our top 15, I just want to see, did we all collectively agree on number 16?
I think so.
I think we all do.
I think so.
New England Patriots,
Chargers?
baby.
What?
Patriots?
Patriots are
Yeah,
the worst.
I got New England as well.
It's over, man. Tank
So I
is
guess
on.
we'll do a top 15. We'll do a top 15 power ranking plus the New England Patriots. How does that feel, Kerry? All those rings, and now you're ranking your own team last, and it's unanimous. How does that feel?
I don't care. I want Caleb Williams, baby. I don't care. We're going to beat Tommy DeVito. DeVito, we can tank better than you, buddy. We got Juju out of wide receiver 1. We got Mac at quarterback. We're going to beat you, Tommy DeVito. I don't care how bad you are. I don't care you belong to the Sopranos. We are taking that number 1 pick, baby. Let's go, Pats. 2-15. Yeah. Good job, boys.
I'm surprised Trevor didn't put that game on here.
Yeah, thankfully.
I try to switch, I don't want to have a shit team like the Patriots on 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
They're cooked, man. They're cooked. It's rough.
Alrighty.
So you want to do maybe 3 or 4 at a time, and then do our top
3
8?
work. 3 works for math.
3 doesn't work for math. So we'll do 3 at a time.
That works.
All right, who's going first?
Let's let the pick'em winner go first.
Me and Zach tied.
Oh.
Zach, you want to virtually rock, paper, scissors right now?
Yeah, do that.
But it has to be 2 out of 3.
Okay.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, I win 1. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, you win 1. Oh, man. Oh, it's coming down to it now. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Fuck!
All right, Trevor, you go first.
Awesome. All right, at number 15, a scrappy team that I love so much, and it pained me to put him at 15, but I really don't trust in Gardner Minshew that much, so I got the Colts at 15.
Whoa!
Shut up, bro.
That's kind of wild.
They have a very easy schedule the rest of the year, and their defense is good, man.
They do. They have a very good defense, but just, outside of Jonathan Taylor, nothing really scares me on this offense. And I feel like teams that I have at 14 and 13, at 14 I got Denver, at 13 I got the Raiders, I feel like they at least have like substance on their offense. Like they at least have like if they can get things in the right direction, they have more hope than the Colts do. Colts have talent, they have fight, they got a good young defense, but they just don't have hope for their season.
I'm gonna be honest.
I can't see them competing for a playoff spot when the going gets tough.
Do you know what's kind of crazy, which kind of proves that Trevor's right sometimes about stats being dumb?
Yeah.
Do you know who's 8th in the NFL in QBR right now?
Who?
Gardner Minshew. How does that even work?
It's life.
He's been like fine, but 8th in QBR? I don't know. Who you got next, Trevor?
I was just doing 3, right? So 13 I had the Raiders, 14 I had the Broncos, and 15 I have the Colts.
That's interesting.
None of these teams are very serious at all.
Okay. All righty. Is it me next?
Yeah.
Trevor, Kerry left. So let's talk about him behind his back. So Kerry comes off as probably the most aggressive member of Beerly football, and he's
Definitely.
the most wrong.
Probably.
He's the most wrong, like consistently. It's kind of funny.
Do you
I'm
think
never
that's
wrong. It's home right. Exactly.
That's Kerry. Was that your first visit to the bathroom this evening?
No, that was like
No
the
way.
4th. That was like the 4th. You missed that already.
Oh, sorry. I forget how many times you go to the bathroom.
I'm like a little girl.
Don't say that. Okay. All right. So at 15, a lot of people aren't going to like this because a lot of people are buying into hype that I don't think is necessarily warranted.
I think I know who you're going to say.
The Titans are
Oh,
the 15th worst team in the NFL. Or the AFC. Sorry. The AFC. The NFC is horrible. So, yes. Sam Adams, yes. Kerry did get suspended from Twitter for saying things that we're not going to say on this podcast.
I'll say it on this podcast.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
This is America. If I can't.
Okay.
oh, thank God. Oh. Dude, there is nothing good that comes after I can say it. This is America. There, dude.
He said that someone should unalive head coach in the NFL, and that got him banned from Twitter
For a week. It's been so peaceful on Twitter.
All I said was
Said, don't say it. I already explained
Josh
it. I already explained it.
Josh.
Okay. He's just going to keep saying it until. Okay. So at 15, I have the Titans. I wrote them down as tits on my paper. A lot of people are buying into the hype of Will Levis. He had a good game where a team wasn't prepared to face him. And that wasn't necessarily a great team either. So, Kerry, stop typing in the chat. Okay. You're allowed to come back as long as you don't say it, okay?
How is it a bet? Trevor said much worse things on Twitter, and he doesn't get suspended.
No.
I get suspended for a full week because, wow.
Okay. So at 14, I have the Denver Broncos. I agree with you, Trevor. I think the Broncos are bad. Not a whole lot
Nothing
of bright
really
spots on this
excites me there.
roster. Not a whole lot of bright spots on this roster. Russell Wilson has been more consistent than he was last year, but he's still not the guy that they are paying him to be, which kind of puts them in a very weird situation cap-wise, where they're paying a guy like a top 5 quarterback, and he's playing like a top 12 quarterback. So not a great situation there if you're a Broncos fan. And then at 13, I have the Las Vegas Raiders. They showed a little bit of life this week, but I don't know if that keeps going. It'll be interesting to watch them for sure after firing their head coach midseason.
All right, 15. I have exactly the same as Zach. Tennessee Titans. They're not a bad team. The AFC is just so mediocre this year. They're the second worst team in the AFC. I don't know why Zach obviously didn't watch that game. Will Levis didn't play great. He had a rough last drive. He made a lot of good throws in that game against a very good defense. His entire O-line was hurt in that game. Every single one of his linemen left that game with an injury. Will Levis is the future of his team. He's better than Ryan Tannehill.
Throw up the X.
He's better than Ryan Tannehill, I think.
Excuses. I don't care.
Would you say he's better than Ryan? Says the guy that made 40,000 excuses for Desmond Ridder this year because his coach couldn't get his.
Okay. First off, are you saying Arthur Smith is a good coach? Are you saying Arthur Smith is a good coach? Are you saying Arthur Smith is a good coach?
Arthur Smith is hilarious. I love that guy.
Is he a good coach?
I don't think he's a bad coach. I think
you're just stupid.
He wants to mess with everybody. It's hilarious.
You're stupid.
No, he's just trying to piss off the fantasy community because Bijan Robinson can't get 3 goal line touches.
Okay, then he's a bad coach. If you're going,
I don't care.
Fantasy community instead of score touchdown, you're a bad coach.
Here's Arthur Smith because he is Bill Belichick without the coaching talent. He acts like Bill Belichick without the talent. He's like, fuck you guys. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to run Jonnu Smith at the goal line because why not?
No, he's a bad coach. Thank you for agreeing with me.
He's a weird guy. I'll give you that. He's a weird guy. But Zach just hates on Will Levis because he likes Mayo, and that's it. But Will Levis looks good, man. He's not the best.
He's looked fine. He's better than Ryan Tannehill.
Has he looked better than Bryce Young has, who was the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah. Hard to say. They're in completely different situations.
How?
The
Titans line is awful. Titans line is awful. Bryce Young hasn't shown anything.
Say 2 good things about the Carolina Panthers, bro.
Adam Thielen. Hey, I don't
care. Who's throwing Adam Thielen the ball?
Hey,
who's made Adam Thielen look like a decent wide receiver this year?
Why does Bryce Young get every excuse in the book? We're acting like C.J. Stroud has a great team around him, and he's playing like a top 5 quarterback, honestly. C.J. Stroud doesn't.
Top 5.
Yes, he is. He's been outstanding. C.J. Stroud's look great, and he's a terrible team around him. Bryce Young has an awful team around him, yes.
Not top 5, though.
Even with an awful team around him, Bryce Young should look confident. He looks awful. He had a decent game last week, and then he had the worst game of his career this week. 2 pick-sixes, 3 interceptions, and all he threw was dink and dunks. I don't care. He's the worst quarterback out of the 4. For now. Yes, he could change in my mind. It's early on, and he's in a rough situation, but Bryce Young right now is a bust. Bryce Young is a bust. Quote me on that, Trevor. Bryce Young is a bust. Bryce Young is a bust. All right, number 14. They turn it around.
Not look top 5.
If Josh McDaniels wasn't his team's coach this season, this might be a playoff team, but Josh McDaniels ruined his team's soul. And their defense is nasty. Max Crosby honestly should be Defensive Player of the Year rankings. I get the Raiders at 14. They had a huge win, but then it was against Tommy DeVito, guys. Why are we hyping up a win against Tommy DeVito?
Yeah.
The Raiders, guys. All right, number 13, Denver Broncos. Their defense has looked better lately. Zach hates on Sean Payton, but honestly, Sean Payton's turned around not a great team. They're starting to look competitive. We'll see how they do next few weeks.
What are you talking about, dude? They're 3-5.
And they just beat the best team in the AFC. We'll see how they look, but this team's turning around.
1-2 straight.
Russell Wilson, who was awful last season, has what, like a 16-4 touchdown interception ratio?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying it's bad.
You act like you said he was like the worst coach, the biggest fraud in the NFL the other week.
But he said, no, wait, first off, again, he said, not me, him. Sean Payton said, the Broncos with competent coaching are a playoff contender.
Zach, what are you going to say? This team is terrible? They're not going anywhere? That's what you have to say, bud.
He was a commentator at the time. Yes, you can say that. Absolutely. You can say the Broncos are bad. They look horrible. Why did their defense go from like top 5 to bottom 5?
We argued about this exact same thing last week.
Yeah, I know, and you're wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Just admit it.
I just want to say, before, as Trevor goes to the next ones, the Colts, Broncos, Raiders, and Titans might be the most interchangeable foursome ever. They're all so average, it hurts me to say. All right, Trevor, what you got?
So I'm going 12-10. At number 12 and 11, I had a really hard time. I was kind of going back and forth, but The only thing that really gets me about Tennessee is like how good the offense could be if Levis is like really as good as Titans fans think he is. But I think it's much more risky to bet on that than to think that Houston can't keep playing how they've been playing all year and at least contend for the division title. I think Will Levis will fall off at least a little bit. So I got Houston at 11 and Tennessee at 12. But I just made that decision for the first time just now live. And at number 10, I got a team. Every team in my top 9, there's something that scares me about those teams. But 10 through 16, there's nothing that really scares me about their team. And at number 10, I got the Los Angeles Chargers. At number 10.
Okay.
So nothing that scares me there. They're probably the best. They're probably the tallest midget. Hopefully that's not derogatory. If it is, I pissed off a midget. Life goes on. How many midgets would it be a bad thing for you to piss off? I'd say like 6.
What'd you say? How many midgets can you piss off?
How many midgets would it be
Jerry,
a
did you hear my
bad thing
ranking?
to piss them off?
I don't know.
It's a good question. I like the number 6 though.
Who doesn't?
Same.
Alrighty, next up, 12 to 10. At 12, I have a team that could be good, but they're not. It's been really, really, really tough to watch this team play all year because they show flashes of like, oh, this could be a team. Like, this could be a team.
Could be a
And
team.
they're just not that team. And that is the New York Jets. The New York Jets are a team that can beat anyone if their offense is on, but will lose to anyone if their offense is off. Like, even the Patriots can beat the Jets if the Jets offense isn't playing well. And ultimately, I don't want to say it all rests on Zach Wilson's shoulders because obviously the offensive line's not good. The running game is inconsistent. There's just a lot of issues with that team. I don't think Aaron Rodgers solves all their problems. I think Aaron Rodgers makes them potentially a playoff team, but I don't think Aaron Rodgers solves all their problems. So at 12, I have the Jets. At 11,
quick.
Yeah.
When we look at their offense like that, their line isn't good. Besides Garrett Wilson, they really don't have any receivers.
Yeah.
It's not like their tight ends are good. Breece Hall is good, but like this isn't really a talented offense. Honestly,
No.
even with Aaron Rodgers there at the beginning of the year, like
Yeah.
who is like these? This is not a talented team.
Yeah.
Offensively.
Yeah, exactly.
Like as much
Which is
as
why I don't put it all on Zach Wilson.
exactly. Like he's not he missed a lot of throws last night. He's not a great quarterback, but like this is not a lot of talent to work with.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Okay. At 11, it kind of hurt me to put them this low, but I could see every team above them beating them head-to-head on a relatively consistent basis. And at 11, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. Their offense is uninspiring. Their defense is uninspiring. Nothing about this team makes me excited. And so that's why they are at 11 on my list. And at 10, for a lot of the same reasons, is the Indianapolis Colts. They do have explosive plays.
Colts over the Chargers.
That's an interesting pick.
They do have more explosive plays, I think, than the Chargers do in their offense. But again, it's a matter of consistency. It's like I said with the Bills earlier, how they can lose any game or win any game. I think the Colts are just kind of a mid-tier team, and I think that's where they're going to be for a little bit.
That's fair.
All right, Kerry.
12
to 10.
I'll take it away. Number 12, look at the Indianapolis Colts. Their defense has been very good. They have a good running game. Gardner Minshew is underwhelmed in the passing game, but obviously, like last week, their offense didn't do anything, but defense held away. But Colts have a pretty easy schedule the rest of the way. Again, they're not a great team. They're not a bad team. They're just kind of there. I mean, with how mediocre the AFC is, you never know if they could slip in with maybe the last wild card. But I think that's about best they're going to be. They're an average team, but they're gonna be a competitive team. And like honestly, with the exception of the Patriots, all 15 of these teams are there's no real bad teams in the AFC besides the Patriots. All of them are competitive. It's not like other years we've seen a lot of bad teams. Everybody this year is pretty.
Who is the most impressive competitive team that you thought was going to be bad? Is it the Colts? That's probably what I would say.
Colts. Honestly, I got to say the Texans. I think everybody thought the Texans were going to be awful. And really impressed.
I thought the Texans were going to be okay this year. I thought they'd finish third in the division. Second or third. I think I was back and forth between them and the Colts for second or third, and the Titans were going to finish last.
Fair. All right, number 11, I think I have them lower than everybody else. I get the Cleveland Browns. They are very similar to the Jets to me. They have a great defense, but I just don't trust them at all.
Where?
I have them 11th.
That's low.
That's pretty low.
Struggled with an Arizona team, and the only reason they scored points was because they kept turning the ball over and getting in the red zone. This is not a good offense. I don't know why. Deshaun Watson's horrible. He's not the guy they paid him for. At best, he's like
– he played better last week. Not great, but better.
You see his touchdown pass? Like, I mean, I don't care. Maybe he's 15 top 20. You're paying this guy to be top 10. He's not they're going to be competitive. They're a good team, but I just don't see this team doing that well. They have a tough schedule the rest of the way. AFC North right now is the best division in football.
Yeah.
Do you think the Raiders are a better team than the Browns right now?
No. I had the Raiders at 14.
You already said the Raiders?
I said the Raiders at 14.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I have them at 11, and wrapping up at 10, I have the Houston Texans. I love this.
Say Houston.
Houston, I love C.J. Stroud. I'm now a C.J. Stroud fanboy. Sadly, an Ohio State quarterback can be good in the NFL. He's done very well this year. And I like their young they got some good young weapons in their offense.
Yeah, they do.
This is a team built for the future. Zach should be scared as a Jaguars fan. Not this year, but I think for the future going forward, they should be scared. But they're competitive this year, but I don't think they're going to go much this year. Probably be around 500, but, that's a lot better than what people thought they were going to be.
Okay. All right, Trevor, 9 through 7.
Okay, number 9 and 8 are two very comparable teams. I got the Steelers at 9 and the Jets at 8, both led by their defense. There's some talent on the offensive side of the ball, but the thing that put the Jets over the Steelers and have them up to 8 on my list is just the fact that Aaron Rodgers could be coming back. So that's honestly enough for me to bring them up to 8. That's an elite defense. Breece Hall's a very good running back. Elijah Wilson's a very good receiver.
Elijah Wilson?
Aaron Rodgers can just –
Elijah Wilson?
Is that what
you clowned for Sean Hartman, but Elijah Wilson?
Garrett Wilson.
Trevor, can I run?
What happened to Elijah Moore?
Can I run through something with you, Trevor? At rapid fire pace, Trevor? I just want to see what you're going to say. All right, Jets are 4-4 right now. I'm just going to run through the rest of their schedule quickly. Give me if they get a winner now, okay? At Las Vegas. Quickly.
Jets.
At Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Home versus Miami.
Miami.
Home versus Falcons. This is not rapid.
Jets.
Home versus Texans.
Jets.
At Miami.
Miami.
Home versus Commanders.
Commanders.
At Cleveland.
Cleveland.
And then at New England.
Yeah. The Jets.
So you think 8 wins will be good enough to get in the playoffs?
No.
Unless Rodgers comes back sooner.
The AFC is way too competitive, dude. Like, you're going to have 2 teams from the AFC North and probably 2 teams from the East. And that last spot, you're going to need to win more than 8 games, probably.
I feel like everybody's giving you like 9 wins for the last spot, honestly. But it all depends on – I mean, if Rodgers comes back, Commanders, Browns, Patriots, those are all winnable if Rodgers is back by then.
If they can win 8 games and Rodgers can come back the next week, they should just let him in the playoffs, no matter if they, like, really make it or not.
Honestly. Why not?
All right.
We got
at number 9, I got the Steelers. Number 8, I got the Jets. And number 7, an elite defense with a quarterback that maybe he'll turn it around. I got Cleveland at 7. That's really the highest you could put him, though. I think all 6 teams are at least shoulders ahead of them, above them. But yeah, I got Cleveland at 7.
I feel like we're all going to have the same top 6, just in different order.
I don't think we will.
Maybe.
All right. So at 9, I have
Zach
the Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't imagine this offense winning a playoff game. I can't imagine this offense getting to the playoffs. And for that reason, I have them at 9.
Have you seen Kenny Pickett's stats in the fourth quarter? It's so weird. He's so bad.
Did he play good?
Yeah, he's an insane amount of comeback, like game-winning drives. I don't know why.
I was gonna say usually like when the Steelers
Kenny
win,
Pickett,
they win at the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm ashamed to have like supported Kenny Pickett this offseason. Honestly, I'm ashamed.
Yeah,
sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
It was a rough offseason for Kerry.
He's ass, man.
But I just Najee Harris is non-existent now. Jalen Warren is fine.
Honestly, Jalen Warren should be their starting running back.
I agree, but I mean he's not anything special. He's just okay. George Pickens doesn't want to play for the Steelers anymore. I mean, there's a lot of issues with that team right now. I just don't see them doing anything this year. At 8, I am potentially making a push for the playoffs. The Houston Texans. I think that the offense is humming right now. And if they can continue that momentum, I think that they can make a push to the playoffs. I'm not saying they'll get in, but they'll make a push for it. They have a pretty easy schedule the rest of the year. CJ Stroud's playing really, really well. Tank Dell looks really good. Nico Collins looks really good. So I think they're set up pretty well going into the future.
If you had to pick a biggest rival in the AFC South next season for the Jags, would you say the Texans or the Colts?
Probably the Texans.
Fair.
Probably the Texans. It's close, though. And then at 7, I have the shocker of all shockers. Some people are going to get mad at me for this, but I just don't trust this team. I don't trust them.
Buffalo Bills.
And it is the Buffalo Bills. It is the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I just don't trust this team. I just can't. Like,
they do seem very fraudulent this year. When the games that they lose, they don't look very impressive at all. Or they'll play like a whole half where they just look like just the worst team. And then they try to scurry and get it all back at once, and they can't, and they lose.
Yeah.
And
you do that in the playoffs.
How close were they losing to losing the Bills game with the Hail Mary and the Giants game? They might have 3 wins right now, honestly.
The Bills were close to losing the Bills game?
Yeah.
The Bucs game, same team.
There we go.
Hey,
yeah, I mean, I don't trust
Elijah
Wilson. They haven't looked dominant in any single one of their games outside of the Miami game. They looked really good in the Miami game, but they haven't looked dominant.
Every team looks good against Miami if they have a winning record.
They haven't looked that good this year, and that has me very concerned about them going forward. I still have them making the playoffs at 7, but I don't know how much they're going to do in the playoffs. Carrie, 9 through 7.
All right, 9 through 7. All right, number 9. I got the New York Jets. This team is going to hang around. As we went over Trevor, they get a pretty easy schedule rest of the way. I think they'll hang around. It's not all on Zach Wilson's offense isn't great. It's all on Aaron Rodgers, whether he comes back. But this defense is insane. Let me just pull up these numbers I said to Trevor last night. It is crazy. The starting quarterbacks versus the Jets this season, 8 passing touchdowns, 8 interceptions in 8 games.
Tough.
They
That's
have
good
averaged
defensively.
They've averaged under 200 yards. I feel so bad for this defense. This probably is the best defense in the NFL, and they're just getting wasted by a horrible offense.
Yeah.
If they had a competent offense, we'd be talking about them as a Super Bowl contender. But if they can hold.
You talk about them like a Super Bowl. You called them a contender.
I do. I think they will hang on. With how bad the AFC 7 seed is, I think they will hang on enough. If Aaron Rodgers can come back by the last 3 weeks of the season, they hang around, win 9-10 games. They can be a hard out.
Do you expect the Chargers to compete for that 7 seed?
I have the Chargers competing. I don't know if they will. Speaking of them, at 8, I have the Chargers. I only have them above because they won last night. I have no faith in this Chargers team whatsoever at all. They played their best defensive game of the season last night against the Jets. That's not that impressive.
Yeah.
His offense is hurt. Justin Herbert's been okay. This team isn't that good. They're in the playoff conversation. Maybe they'll sneak in a wild card, but this is not a scary team. Nobody's scared of this team. Justin Herbert's CJ Stroud's probably going to adjust Herbert. Maybe I should get on a Stroud strain against Trevor. But, yeah, maybe they'll sneak in the playoffs, but this is not a scary team. I'm not scared of this team. They're okay. And number 7, Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they
What?
They're my other team. I got them and the Jets as my last team to sneak in the playoffs.
Dude, what the heck?
Carried by their defense. The Steelers are last year's Vikings. They've won every game by 1 score at the end. They have a great defense. Their offense is not good, but somehow they keep winning. Mike Tomlin is over 500 every year. It doesn't matter how bad his team is. It happens. With how bad the AFC is here, this team can sneak in as a wild card.
They're not making the playoffs, dude.
They might happen. What are they, 5-3 right now?
I'll put a bet on it right now.
What do you want to bet?
What do you want to bet? You make the call.
Ugh.
This is a good bet for Zach.
What do you want, Zach? What do you need? I'm too lazy to think. It's 10.
I need $4,000 cash, and I'll give you $1.
It's 10:30, and I'm tired. I'll do $5.
$5 deal.
Deal. All right,
Sick.
that works. Zach. Write it down this time, buddy.
Steelers.
Trevor, write it down also because I don't trust Zach to write stuff down.
No,
All
I'm
right.
doodling. I'm not setting this picture up. I'm drawing
Playoffs. $5.
Deal.
KZ. Okay. Alrighty. Trevor. 6 through 3. No, 6 through 4. 6 through 4.
Well, I want to preface this by saying every team in my top 5 has Super Bowl odds, and when I was being really quiet about 10 minutes ago, I was doing mental math and dividing it all up.
You don't believe in stats, Mr. Scott.
What?
You don't believe in stats or numbers, Mr. Scott. That's your whole personality. So why are you doing
okay,
math?
I believe in numbers, but it's not the same thing. Anyways, at number 6, a great defense, but the offense hasn't impressed me enough in order to make me feel like they could win multiple playoff games on purpose. And at number 6, I got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
Hate to hear it. Love to see it.
I'm not even going to respond.
The first
He's
team
just wrong.
out. The first team out of my Super Bowl odds list. And at number 5, with a 7% chance of reaching the Super Bowl and winning the AFC, we have the get lucky once and get hot at the right time, Miami Dolphins at number 5.
Okay.
Number 4 with a 14% chance to reach the Super Bowl, which this is just such a tough team to place. But I just, 14 is as high as I could give it to them. I got the Buffalo Bills at
That's so
4th
wild.
with a 14% chance.
That's so wild.
If
Okay.
they can get hot at the right time and their defense can be healthy, they could beat.
Okay, Trevor, I have a question for you. If the
Game of
Jags
AFC.
beat the 49ers, does that move them up?
It would for me. I'd admit that. This guy thinks about art, not football. So,
I didn't catch that. What did you say?
If the Jags beat the Niners this weekend, does that move them up?
You like broke his brain by asking that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. What the heck? Hello. Are you alive?
Trevor, brother.
Okay, maybe one more time.
If the Jags, the Jacksonville Jaguars,
The Jags win versus
beat the San Francisco 49ers this weekend,
What's up, bro?
does that move them up on your list?
Dude, this isn't that hard. Think. Use your brain. The noggin thing. Whatever.
Seriously, the McDouble grease went straight to the dome. Thank you,
This
Stan.
guy is like,
All right, we're done talking about this. Who's your 5?
why did you just freeze on that?
All right, he's gone. He's gone.
He's gone, I guess.
From the stage. He's really annoying me.
Yeah. All
He
right,
back?
Zach,
Now he is. Okay.
Who you got it? Who you got?
Who
Zach?
got a 5, Trevor?
He said 5.
Did he? Oh, the
He
Miami
said
Did
Dolphins.
you say if the Jags beat the Niners, will they go up?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he asked you like 12 times. Maybe 14.
Depends on the teams above them too.
Shut up. You're stupid. Okay.
So he's
Next
a
question.
legend.
Well, I mean,
Or next one. Number 4, Trevor.
what if every other team plays good too? Number 4, I have Buffalo, 14% chance.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. At number 6, team I put just above the Buffalo Bills, because I do believe this offense will figure it out, and that is the Cleveland Browns.
Holy shit! At 6?
At 6.
Damn.
I think that this defense is incredible. I think that the offense doesn't need to be great. They just need to be good. I think they'll get there by the end of the year. So I have the Browns at 6. At 5, I have a team that plays a lot of bad teams. And because they play a lot of bad teams, they're going to make the playoffs, guys. It's the Miami Dolphins. Congrats, Miami. Very good.
Yay, Dolphins!
It's really awesome that they get to beat up on all these under 500 teams and get wins. That's really cool for them. And then at 4, they've moved way up the list from earlier this year for obvious reasons, and that is the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati's playing incredible right now. I picked them last week to beat the Bills. I was the only one to pick them to beat the Bills. They look like they're getting into midseason form, and I think that they'll continue that through the rest of the year. They're going to be very good.
Once again, I'm sick of seeing DeMar Hamlin. Last time I'll say this.
No, it's
You
not.
play-
It's probably
If
not.
you're active for one game, you can't win comeback player of the year. Sad. All right, number 6. I got the team that can't show up against a team with a winning record. I got the Miami Dolphins.
That's just a narrative, is all that is.
It's a fact.
It's a fact. How is that a narrative?
It's a narrative.
They dominate bad teams and they can't beat good teams. That's not a narrative. That's a fact.
It's a narrative.
How is that not a fact?
They played well.
Did they beat the Chiefs? Did they?
I really wish that game was in America.
That's a hypothetical. It never
No,
happened.
Oh!
That's not
Trevor
a
has to eat a
hypothetical.
cheeseburger.
That's
Cheeseburger.
not a
Trevor has to eat a
hypothetical.
cheeseburger.
That's not
It's
a
hypothetical.
hypothetical.
You wish it happened.
I
Did they
didn't
beat
say
the Chiefs?
if.
No. Did they beat the Eagles? No. Did they beat the Bills? No. They have not proven they're a contender yet. Yes,
Did they play well enough to beat the Chiefs?
Well,
Yes.
they lost.
No.
Played well
They did
enough.
not
Only
play well
counts
enough to
in
beat the
golf, pickleball, whatever it is. This is football. I don't care if you played well enough. You lost.
They definitely played well enough to beat the Chiefs.
They
Who
definitely
cares
did
if you
not.
played well enough?
It was 21-0 at halftime, Trevor.
It was garbage
Yeah,
time.
and then the Dolphins did the same thing. They scored 21 straight points too. It was
Because they were up 21-0. Things happen when you're up 3 scores. Defenses let you score.
is that what it is, Kerry? The defense let them score? Is that what
Yeah.
your argument is?
Yeah.
That the defense let them
It
score?
was 21-0. That game was over. That was a lot.
It wasn't.
Same thing
The
as the
Dolphins
Eagles
even had
game.
a chance to win
The
the
final
game.
score was a lot closer than that game actually was.
No, that was an extremely close game. It wasn't a close first
No,
half.
it wasn't.
a
It was
very
not a
game.
close game.
Yes, it was. It was a very
You're
close
a
game. They
Miami
had
Dolphins
chances to win the
fanboy,
game.
and that is okay. You can accept
I'm not
that.
a fan. I'm not a fan. I
Fanboy.
watched
You're
the game.
a
You didn't
fanboy.
watch
It's
the
okay.
third quarter.
Go to
You
bed.
didn't watch the
Wear
third
your
quarter.
little Dolphins
Did not watch
jersey.
the third
Wear your
quarter.
little Dolphins
Did not watch
jersey
most of the second
because
half.
you're a Miami Dolphins
Did not watch
fanboy.
most of the
Come
second
on.
half.
Beat Trevor. When they beat a real team, we can talk about them being in the Super Bowl. Until
Okay,
then,
I'm not going to talk
shut
about
up,
wins and
go
losses. I
drink
want to
a
talk about
smoothie,
football.
and go to Taco Bell. Play a real team, beat a real team, then we'll talk, buddy. Number 5. I got
They
the
played well
Jacksonville.
enough to be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, they didn't, so it doesn't matter. They
Okay,
lost.
but that's
I don't
okay.
care about playing well enough, brother.
Okay, so can they beat them? Can
No,
you say they played
haven't
well
proven-
enough or no?
They haven't won a playoff game in 20 years. They haven't been a winning team
That has
this
nothing
year.
to do-
They haven't
that has
proven
nothing to do with
shit.
it.
They
That
haven't
has nothing
proven
to do with it.
anything.
That has
I
nothing
don't
to do with
care.
it.
Beat a team, and then we'll talk. Trevor, don't talk to me about the Dolphins until they beat a team. Then talk to me. Number 5, Jacksonville Jaguars. They have a good defense. Yes, that's why I like them. We'll see. If they beat the Niners, yeah, let's have the conversation. I don't really want to talk about the Jags yet. They've impressed me so far this season. They beat the Niners this week, then we'll talk. All right?
Okay.
Fair. Number 4, I got the regular season team of the year every freaking year, but nobody realizes this. Every year they dominate the regular season. Every year they choke in the playoffs. Baltimore Ravens. I don't care. Every year they win 14 games. Except for last year when Lamar was hurt. Every year, 12, 14 wins. Every year they choke in the playoffs. Win a freaking playoff game.
They don't choke in the playoffs. They don't
Every
choke in the
freaking
playoffs.
year they do. Lamar has won playoff
they
in
don't
his career.
choke in the playoffs.
Yes, they do. Lamar has one career playoff
No,
win.
they
He goes
don't. They
14-2
don't choke in
every
the
season.
playoffs.
He doesn't win the
They
playoffs.
don't choke in the playoffs.
What has Lamar ever done in the playoffs? What has
Listen,
he ever
every
done?
team loses
Since
in the
Lamar
playoffs
era, what has
except
he
one.
ever done in the
That
playoffs?
doesn't mean they choked. That means they ran into a team that was
Yes, they
better
did.
than them.
They've been a top 2 at least regular season team in the AFC every season for like 4 years straight. And they won one playoff game from that. One. They have not done anything in Lamar era. Prove me again. Just like the Dolphins beating a winning team. Prove it, and then we'll talk. I don't care if you go 15-2
Did the
in
Eagles
the
choke
regular
last
season.
year? Did the Eagles
Win a
choke last
freaking
year?
regular season. Win a playoff game, and then we'll talk. Win
Did
a
the
playoff
Eagles
game.
choke
Shut
last
up,
year?
Trevor. Go back to your home.
Did the
eat
Eagles
yogurt,
choke last
eat a
year?
banana,
Does every
cry
team
me a
choke that
cracker.
loses a
Go
playoff
make me
game?
a sandwich.
Is that what choking is? So 13 teams choke every year in the playoffs because they don't win the Super Bowl because they lost?
How is a
First of all,
13
this is the
14
best
win team
defense.
season every year, not doing anything in the playoffs, not choking?
That's not
Come
true.
on.
That's not
If you're
true.
winning
They don't win 14 games
13
every
wins
year.
in the regular season, you should be in the AFC Championship every damn year. You should be in the Super Bowl. Come on, man. Move on to your picks, you fraud.
I
At
love
number
this
3,
podcast.
I have a team with a 15% chance of reaching the Super Bowl because of their A, clock control, and B, hand in hand, this is the best defense / secondary that a team with Lamar Jackson has ever had. So if they're going to make a run for the Super Bowl and they're going to beat 2 teams in the playoff, that should be better than them or that have classically in the past 2 years beat them in the past, it's going to be this year. If the Baltimore Ravens are going to make the Super Bowl, it's going to be this year. 15% is higher than I've had them in a very long time. So I got the Ravens at 3, fellow AFC North with a whopping 28% at winning the AFC. I love what I see.
Sure, I thought numbers weren't real, buddy. I thought you don't talk about numbers. Why are you talking about numbers?
I'm not talking about stats.
You're literally talking about numbers. You're talking about numbers.
I'm talking about my predictions. I'm assigning numbers to my predictions.
Is 28% not a number? That's a number.
It's a scale.
It's a number. According to you, numbers. No, literally according to you, numbers don't matter. Which also means that points don't matter. No, a comment from Trevor today literally said the Dolphins offense played well. They didn't score 0 points in the first half. Numbers matter, buddy. I don't care. You need points to win the football game. I don't care. You need points. Numbers matter, buddy.
Listen, dude, I don't really care how much they lost the, week 9 game in Germany. That's not the end of the season for me. What I saw from their offense, they played well enough to win that game. So if they see them again, they can beat them.
Yeah. I'm glad they can beat Patrick Mahomes' lowest passing yards of the season. I don't think we're going to see Patrick Mahomes
led by their offense. And
I don't think we're going to see Patrick Mahomes cover 186 yards again, buddy. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they're going to blow the Dolphins out of the water the next time they play.
Okay, so by that same token, if you're going to say
we live in America, buddy. We don't live in Jupiter, buddy.
No, you're saying listen. You're saying, okay, Patrick will never have 2 straight games like that bad. So then Tyreek Hill won't fumble 6 again, right? Because that's way less likely to happen than Patrick Mahomes playing bad. So really,
the game was already over before that fumble, buddy.
No, it wasn't. The game was not over, Kerry. The Dolphins had chances to win that game in the second half.
Chances. The Patriots had chances to go 17-0. Guess what? That didn't happen.
They didn't.
We live in reality. We don't live in a hypothetical situation where the
You're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Oh, that's a hypothetical. I had a cheeseburger. That's for you.
I did not use a hypothetical.
Yes, you did.
He literally
100% did.
What did I say?
You said if Tyreek Hill wouldn't have fumbled the ball.
No, I said by Kerry's
same out his own crap every week.
Same token, Kerry, because you said Patrick Mahomes will never play that bad 2 times in a row. So then Tyreek Hill's never going to fumble 6 2 times in a row.
He's done it like 3 times this season, so that might be a little likely.
He's done it once this season.
Multiple times he's had big fumbles in big games.
Okay, he's human. Patrick Mahomes has had multiple bad games. The Miami Dolphins are a good enough football team to beat the Chiefs.
Dude, bro is hyping up a team that has not won a playoff game in 20 years.
That has nothing to do with this year.
You're good, man.
Any given Sunday.
I hope you're brave.
So I guess your number 1 team is the Chiefs then.
36% Kansas City Chiefs.
Does that math add up?
36, 28, 15, 14, and 7. I hope so.
Yeah,
I'm not doing the math to double check that. So
it sounds a little iffy.
36 plus 28 plus 15 is 79. Plus 14 is 93. Plus 7 is 100. Yeah, man.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. All right. At number 3. I don't know. I guess we just have to go undefeated the rest of the year to earn some respect because it's the Jacksonville Jaguars at 3. Apparently beating teams like the Bills, going undefeated in October is just not good enough for anybody. Apparently we got to go undefeated the rest of the year to earn some respect from people on this podcast, people around the NFL, commentators everywhere. So
the Jags have a Super Bowl defense, definitely.
So I think the offense is improving every week. I'm seeing more out of Trayvon Walker, what I want to see. So I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be really good by the end of the year. I have us at 3. There's a chance we make a Super Bowl run, but we'll see. Congratulations, you're talking about a game that happened a month and a half ago, Sam Adams. The Bengals got blown out by the Browns. Which team is better? Great take. Anyway, at number 2, I have the least impressive one-loss team in the NFL. And then that's the Chiefs. Oh, no, they're a 2-loss team now, I guess.
Yeah.
Forgot. Sorry. The least impressive 2-loss team in the NFL, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs. They just don't impress me anywhere. They have like one big play a game. Patrick Mahomes is playing his worst season of his career. That's not all on him, but he is playing his worst seasons of his career. The defense looks good, which is great for them, but the offense doesn't like jump off the page to me. And then at number 1, I have the Ravens. I think they're the most well-rounded team right now in the NFL, because that's what this is. This is a power ranking. Right now in the NFL, the Ravens are the most well-rounded team. Bengals are making their own case. They're on their way up, but considering how bad they looked early on, it's going to take a little bit.
What? You said
What?
The Bengals.
Did you say that Baltimore is the most complete team in the NFL or the AFC?
I said the NFL. You heard me correctly.
More than Philly?
Over Philly?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Whoa.
Over Philly.
Whoa.
Wow.
Philly's good.
Philly got it for me.
That's
We'll
fine.
have to combine these like after our NFC rankings and
and then post it.
Philly's my number 1. Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Trevor, Carrie, your last 3. Top 3.
All right, I have a hiccup, so I'm going to do this fast. Number 3, I don't care if they play like crap this season. If they're in the playoffs, I don't want to play this guy. I get the Bills.
So wild. That's so wild.
Who cares? Josh Allen in the playoffs.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
all I
dude.
care
He's
about.
a choker. He's a choker.
How's he a choker? Because he played against the best
took
quarterback
down
in the
Mahomes, but he
NFL.
didn't. He's a
How many other
choker.
quarterbacks are going to score in 12 seconds, buddy?
And then the other one, he choked. He didn't win, so he's a choker. He chokes every year. He can't beat Mahomes. He can't beat Burrow. He's a choker.
I thought it was a team sport, buddy. When did quarterback wins matter, buddy? Bills are nothing without him. Number 2, I got the Cincinnati Bengals. They've been great lately. Joe Burrow has turned things around after a rough start.
Struggling over there?
Another team I really don't want to face. And number 1, Kansas City Chiefs.
Breathe.
Best defense Mahomes has ever had. And I'm taking the team all the way. Zach is losing his mind over the hiccups, but I get the It's thing called hiccups, buddy.
Mind over the hiccups, bro. That's wild. I don't trust KC in the playoffs right now. I'm just saying it.
And you trust the Ravens, who have never done anything in the playoffs with Lamar?
The Ravens look better than the Chiefs right now. Period.
This is the regular season. We're talking about November. This isn't January. Come on, guys.
Wait. Wait, hold on. It's coming in. I'm getting a reading from our producer.
Playoffs have to do with
I'm getting a reading from our producer. Oh, yes. It was the tonight was the 1 through 16 AFC Power Rankings.
Zach, you literally just said playoffs. So shut up.
I said right now.
In the playoffs, you literally just said that. Trevor's literally smiling because you just heard me say that. Zach, go back 10 seconds. You just said playoffs. Playoffs, not power rankings. She said playoffs.
Okay, how about this, Kerry? I'll make a prediction right now. The Chiefs do not win the AFC Championship, and he's gone. Okay, cool. I'll make a bet right now.
They don't make it to the AFC Championship?
They don't win it.
Oh. I can't even be too mad at that. I got 4 teams with like a legit shot. I wouldn't call Miami legit at 7, but I'll
Where
call
the
the other
fuck
teams
did
legit.
Gary go?
I bet he
He started
hit
screaming and then his
something
computer
or
turned off. There he is. Where'd you go, buddy?
Couldn't stand your stupidity much longer, buddy.
I'll make a bet with you, Kerry.
What?
Kansas City doesn't win the AFC Championship.
I won't bet on that.
You won't?
No. They're my
They're your
favorite
number
too,
one
but
team.
I don't trust them enough that they will. I think they'll get. I'll bet that they'll be in it. That they'll be in it. I won't bet that they'll win it.
They'll be in it. Let me see. If everything goes down like I think it will.
Baltimore, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Jacksonville, Zach. You don't think one of those teams could take down KC in the first 2 rounds?
Here's the problem.
Gonna
Right now, the way I have it set up, the Chiefs are facing the Bills. I'd take the Chiefs over the Bills. And then
they're
in
gonna
the
get a bye.
divisional, they're probably playing. Ooh, should I make that bet? That'd be kind of wild.
Bro would
Do it.
definitely
Balls
be
out.
active,
No, I can't do that. I can't do it.
sadly.
NFL's been too involved in Chiefs games. You think Taylor's not going to be there for the playoffs? You're wrong.
That's true.
They'll make it to the AFC Championship game, but they ain't winning it. No shot. Alrighty.
Kerry, are you sober enough to give us some rapid fire?
Someone else do. No, the hiccups are pissing me off. Could someone else do it?
Not it. I gotta pee.
Give me a second. Give me a second. I can do it.
Whenever I get the hiccups, I get them for like an hour, and I can't get them to go away.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna go from the top down. Okay.
That works. Just do up to 6 days ago.
Okay. So, is Zach Wilson the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now? Personally, I find this offensive. I'm gonna say no.
Tommy DeVito.
Trevor is gone. So
I do want to say I am hyped to see Carson Wentz start for the Rams this year. I think he'll do well.
Me too. I might pick him up in fantasy.
I don't hate that. I mean, he made Baker look good last year, so we'll see if he can get Wentz to turn around too.
Alrighty. Kerry, this is gonna be an easy question for you. Would you rather have CJ
Stroud
or your current team's favorite or your current team's quarterback? I'd still
Easily
rather have
Stroud.
Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, Stroud or Mayfield?
Bro's not there.
CJ Stroud.
Okay. Should the Giants get a QB to replace Daniel Jones next season?
They should draft one in the 2nd round.
I agree with him.
I agree. Describe Carson Wentz in one word.
Overhated.
You say overhated?
Yes.
I agree, Kerry. I agree.
Look, Zach.
Is Joe Burrow already the greatest Bengals quarterback of all time?
Ken Anderson's better for now.
Nah, I'm just gonna say no.
Do you even know one of the Bengals
Yeah,
quarterbacks?
I don't think he is yet. He has a lot of potential to be. But
Both
You gotta win
Boomer
stuff to be great, bro.
Both
yet.
Boomer and Ken Eisen won MVPs and made it to the Super Bowl. So
Burrow might be the best, but he's not the greatest.
You can steal one player from the New York Jets. Who you taking? Players like Sauce Gardner, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson.
Give me Sauce Gardner.
Zach did not know who that fourth one was.
I know who he is. I can't remember his name.
Quentin
Garrett
Williams.
Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Williams.
Thinking Garrett Wilson.
I'm probably taking Sauce. I don't think he's the greatest cornerback in the NFL, but I think he is a really good corner. Name a better receiving back than Austin Eckler right now.
Kamara.
What?
CMC.
Yeah, I was going to say CMC.
Loki Rashad White lately.
He's been good.
Rank these teams as of today. Cowboys, Jags, Dolphins, Niners.
Dolphins, Niners, Cowboys, Jags.
You fucking hater.
Niners, Cowboys, Jags, Dolphins.
Actually, Niners, Dolphins, Cowboys, Jags.
Give me Jags, Cowboys, Niners, Dolphins. Sorry. Will the Bills make the playoffs this year? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which quarterback would you rather have for the next 10 years? CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence.
Stroud.
Lawrence. True or false? These are the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL. It goes Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa.
True.
Sounds good to me.
I agree. Which would you rather have at QB? Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
Allen.
I'll take Allen.
It's
I'll
just
take Allen.
It's preference, honestly.
Yeah. Who has been the most disappointing player in the NFL so far this year? You have Josh
Justin
Jacobs,
Herbert.
you have Miles Sanders, you have Deshaun Watson, and Derek Carr.
Justin Herbert.
Honestly, I'm going to go Derek Carr. I was kind of hoping he would play better.
He's been better the last 2 weeks, though. But
Who has been the better quarterback this year? Mahomes, Tua.
Tua.
This year it's been Tua.
I'll say Tua. Yeah.
Who is the best USC quarterback of all time?
Leonard.
Sam Darnold. Till I die.
Who'd you say, Kerry?
Leonard. Matt Leinart.
I said Kawhi.
The best.
Mark Sanchez.
Best is probably Mark Sanchez.
Zach is not going to say Caleb Williams. I know that.
I just don't think he's that good, dude. Beat a good team and we'll talk. Who is the most dislikable Philadelphia Eagles player of all time?
Jason Kelsey. Screw that guy.
Jason Kelsey is not dislikable.
I hate him.
Probably Vic. Not for me, but just like generally. I think Vic is fine. Riley Cooper had like a little
Riley Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley Cooper's up there, man. Okay. True or false? Steve Young is the best left-handed quarterback of all time. True.
Tua is better.
True. Shut up.
Tua is better, sadly.
Who are you taking at their peak? Cam Newton, Matt Ryan.
God, Cam Newton, dude.
At their peak, it's Cam. Yeah. Name a wide receiver with a better rookie season than OBJ.
Randy Moss.
Justin Jefferson.
I don't think I'm going to participate in this one.
Puka Nacua.
Puka.
Alrighty. Who has been the most surprising NFL team so far this year? You have people like the Texans, the Jags, the Bucks.
It's been the Jags, to be honest.
And the Seahawks.
I'm going to go Texans.
Texans are up there.
I'm probably going to go Bucks. I thought they were going to be a lot worse than they are. They've been the most surprising to me.
Colts, too, have been surprising. I expected them to be awful.
If the 2023 NFL Draft was redone today, which QB would you take first?
AR-15 in a heartbeat.
Shut up. It's CJ Stroud. And I called it. I have an eye for these things, man. CJ Stroud. Easy.
It's easily Stroud.
It's AR for me.
AR-15 is in the top 2, buddy.
True or false? Beer combined with mayo is a great idea.
Bad idea. I had stomachache for 2 days.
Bad idea. It's a bad idea, guys. Don't do it.
Sadly.
Who's been the most surprising NFL player this season? You have guys like Puka Nacua. You have, obviously, Adam Thielen. That guy that was supposed to be the backup for the Colts. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Sam Howell. Zach Moss, that's his name. DeAndre Swift.
I'm going to go with Puka.
I'm going to say Puka, too.
I'm going to go away from this one because it's hard to make a prediction on a rookie, but I'm going to go Adam Thielen. He's played a lot better this year than anyone would have or should have expected.
Fair.
You okay, Gary?
I'm sitting upside down trying to get rid of these hiccups right now.
Which of these QBs will end up having successful NFL careers? You have guys Jordan Love,
No.
Mac Jones,
No.
Justin Fields,
Yeah.
No.
Kenny Pickett.
No.
No.
Only Fields there.
I think Fields is a chance if he goes somewhere else.
I agree. I think Fields is the best shot out of those four. Who's the most disappointing team in the NFL this year? Saints, Chargers, Giants, Pats. For Kerry, it's the Pats.
Giants. I thought they'd be.
I picked the Chargers to win the division, so definitely them.
It's definitely the Giants. Chargers are just chargering right now. Do I do up until 6 days ago or do 6 days ago as well? Do 6 days ago as well, right? Because we record these on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So you can add one of these wide receivers to your team. Who are you taking? DJ Moore, Amon-Ra St. Brown, CeeDee Lamb, or Puka Nacua?
I'm going to Amon-Ra.
I'm going DJ Moore.
I'll say Amon-Ra.
I really like DJ Moore. If Joe Biden was a current NFL player, who would he be?
Fourth quarter, Justin Herbert.
He'd be Jordan Love.
Deshaun Watson.
Yikes. Name one player your favorite team needs to move on from next season.
Devin White.
Mac Jones.
Tank Bigsby. He sucks. I'm done with him. Get rid of him. Draft another rookie power back. I don't care.
All right.
He's awful. What head coach will be fired next? This is directly after McDaniels was fired. Ron Rivera. You have.
I think it's if Arthur Smith loses this week, I think he's done.
Arthur Smith isn't even on here, but I agree with you. Arthur Smith probably done.
Smith.
If Belichick loses in Germany, there's a chance.
I don't think so.
You never know. You never know.
I think he could get removed from GM duties. I think that's definitely a possibility. In fact, that's probably what I'd do. I'd take him out as the GM, keep him as a head coach, bring in a new GM. Because he's been awful as general manager.
That's true.
Ron Rivera also up there, but he had cancer, so I don't know if they're going to let him go.
That's true.
Would you rather have Kirk Cousins or your current team's QB?
Easily Kirk.
I'll take
It
Baker.
should easily be Kirk,
Actually,
but he's
I'll
got
just take Baker. Whatever.
Alrighty. And that is it for Rapid Fire. If you want to join in on the fun, you can follow us on Twitter at Beerly Football or at Beerly Sports. Why not do both? Because they are both posted on there. And it's a great time. You can reply. And also you can play along with us on the live show. So that's very fun. Anything you guys want to plug before we head out tonight?
Follow me on Twitter, Beerly Carey. Once I'm won't be suspended in 1 week from now, I'll be free on Twitter to post whatever I want to.
I want to shout out to the boys doing work over at the hockey side of Beerly Sports at Beerly Hockey. The Beerly Hockey podcast is everywhere you can find your podcast, and follow them on Twitter as well at Beerly Hockey if you're into any hockey, NHL hockey. And basketball, the NBA and college basketball. The Beerly Hoops podcast coming soon, I think. But check out their Twitter at Beerly Hoops as well. That's all I got. We'll see y'all next week.
Alrighty, you can follow me on Twitter at BeerlyZach. It's Zach Stradamus. You want to know what happens before it does? Make sure you follow me on there for all the good football and just general sports takes. You can also check out if you're into golf or you have a minor passing interest in golf or you want to learn a little bit more about golf. You can check out Beerly Out of Bounds, Beerly OB. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and indeed this YouTube channel. New episode will be coming out this evening, so make sure you guys tune into that if you're interested. Thank you guys for listening. That is the end of the show. We will see you guys next week.